I just think that there's a lot that's going to happen in terms of people trying to build platforms and build and sort of not be building platforms, but actually be building platforms on top of everyone else. And it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, I don't know how it's going to evolve. You know, I'm not that smart, but I know everybody's trying it, and there's going to be a lot of interesting things to watch for both public market investors, but then also early stage investors who are investing in startups, because one of the best ways to grow a startup is to grow on someone else's platform. So Snapchat and Facebook are perfect examples of that. Instagram, like they grew on top of the growth of smartphones. Like their whole business was built on growing on top of that iOS and Android like Play Store platforms. So we'll probably see companies who just grow and get 100 million users on top of SnapKit, which is Snapchat's developer platform. And we've already kind of seen it. There's
Dude, you know, all right, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Well, no, you just made this aha moment of like, who's the next great company to build all these apps with 100 million users? I think it's going to be Tesla and their app store. And yeah, it's taking them forever to inch across. They just crossed the million, installed car base. That's a lot of,
really?
yeah, and it's going to keep going. It'll probably be 2 million. Now they're doing 1 million a year run rate. Soon it's going to be 2 million a year. Like they're going to be a 10, 20 million, sort of active install base, and that's not going away. It's just going to keep growing. And so you start to think about the potential of that. Elon Musk has said they're going to open up an app store with 10 million. So I don't know. I love this idea of like Tesla's the computer on wheels. And it's so interesting how many trillions of market cap got created on this, on all these social apps. And then that's my biggest thing of Tesla. It's like, okay, we turn the car into a computer, we digitize it, how many apps, and I think trillions of dollars of apps and marketplaces get built on that, whether it's Uber Eats or, getting food or taking people around, eating Luber. I don't know if we're getting way far off track from social, but it's just so interesting of like, once these platforms get bigger, how do we let people integrate? And I'm thinking in that Tesla world, that's happening too. I don't know if you have any, because my audience loves Tesla, so I'm curious if you have any like, what's the biggest app built on top of Tesla? Because this is something I think about a lot about, is the robo-taxi kind of model, and how that platform is really, Tesla's whole business is just a Trojan horse to get to this autonomous platform business.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the biggest one. I mean, I think phones and cars are different. Like you pick up your phone 200, 500 times a day. How many times do you get into your car? Only a couple. You do spend some time in your car, but your phone's probably in your hand. And like if you're in a self-driving car, you might be using your laptop. Maybe you're using the Tesla dashboard, but it's like your phone's probably what you're using in the car. So it's almost, and then potentially, everyone says we're going to have smart glasses eventually. So whether, in 20 years, Tesla has these computers on wheels, but everyone's wearing Apple glasses, and Apple has the interface that's right in front of your eyes, right? Like Tesla tried to be the Trojan horse, but then
Apple snuck in between you and your car.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that would probably be the bear case, which maybe your audience doesn't hear that as
no. I love this. I love what you're saying here, because everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the next Apple, but I'm like, you're right. I do pick up my this is a lot easier to carry around with me than my car.
Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, maybe it makes sense for Tesla to launch a phone, right? Like,
that's what I was going to say. Unless Neuralink gets there fast, because Neuralink is really what's after the smart glasses, right?
That's true. Neuralink beats the glasses. So
Neuralink does, and I honestly, I made videos like Apple's biggest threat is Neuralink. Apple's out of business in 20 years because of Neuralink, is my opinion. It'll look archaic that this is the chip instead of the chip in our brain.